122, 28 minutes.
Back on November 29th of 2015, just after midnight, Brooklyn Park police officer responded to a complaint of loud music coming from a vehicle in northern Brooklyn Park. Upon arrival, he made contact with the only occupant of that car, 25-year-old Lance Carr. The officer determined that Carr had an outstanding felony warrant for his arrest. He asked Carr to step out of the vehicle and place his hands behind his back. Carr then turned and viciously attacked the officer. Again, like I'd said before, the report was loud music coming from a vehicle, which is what Officer Hyman responded to. He's by himself. It's a one-man car. All of our squad cars are one-officer squad cars here in Brooklyn Park, so he's by himself. Just approached the vehicle and identified Lance Carr.
Felony theft warrant.
He's received information at this point that the individual has a felony warrant. That was the dispatcher asking him if he was out with that individual. He reapproaches on the driver's side, asks Mr. Carr to step out and place his hands behind his back. I'm not sure how much audio will be there for that, but that's what I want to share with you.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Is there 500 units calling to me?
The other problem was, as the sheriff indicated when we were watching the video, he couldn't get to his radio to call for help. Luckily, he did do what he did because, as you heard, some of the neighbors that I think originally placed that 911 call did call our dispatch, update them that he was involved being viciously assaulted.
2100 on Scott Lane status. I have a party on line saying there's an officer there being assaulted.
1120, we're all in room. 509, hold the name.
Emergency traffic needs may all others car.
At one point, you heard the weapon go off. That was an intent by our officer to end this vicious attack upon him. After that was not successful, he actually did something to his weapon to make it useless for both him and the suspect. The fact that that weapon was discharged, the officers that were responding to the scene didn't have that information. It was actually reported, I believe, to dispatch. I don't know that they had time to report that back. So when they pulled up, all they knew was what they saw is Carr on top of the officer. So that's why they went in and used the taser to subdue him. Had they known that he had been his firearm had been taken from him and he attempted to use deadly force, the response may have been different.
You can clearly hear those sirens, but he did not disengage.
We've all been involved in scuffles, and it's usually a scuffle to keep from being apprehended. So as soon as I break away from you, I'm going to run from the scene. This, and I think Officer Hyman quickly learned too, that this was not an attempt to escape. This was an attempt to kill him. And I think that's what brought that much more adrenaline to Officer Hyman.
5122, we've got one in custody. I need north line fire on the rest now.
5122, one in custody, north and fire on the rest. Do you need additional spots?